Hey people, you're back with Bunky. Let's remember those poor but stupid Quarians lost in the morning war with the Aedes anti-synthetic rifle.
Sorry it's been so long, guys. I really am. The meme team continues to be a bitch to orchestrate, and the weather hasn't helped because it's been amazing. I don't know what it's like your end, but over here we've had some beautiful sun. It's been hot. It's been bright. It's been gorgeous. It's been absolutely gorgeous. I mean, today's not a fine example of that. That's kind of why I'm back here, to be honest, but I haven't been able to keep myself cooped up in this sauna when the answer to many a British quarrel is just blazing through my window. This is time for a man to stand over fire with alcohol in one hand and poking meat with the other. I mean, I'm a vegetarian, and even I'll answer that calling. And unfortunately, when I do retreat to the cave, this tiny, poorly ventilated, radiated cave that is my space for gaming, my friends appear to have the same feelings I do on the matter, and they're nowhere to be seen. They're out and on holiday and all that other good sun-soaking shit, so I just haven't been able to get the boys together or just catch them at all, to be honest, to really get those meme team videos going. I mean, you're in my thoughts, guys. I love that you're here, and the fact that you look forward to my videos, okay? It wouldn't be worth making them without you, and I wouldn't enjoy it without your support. I hate to leave you guys hanging because of this, but I just couldn't justify to myself staying in during this time to work on these videos. I mean, I can hardly retire on my YouTube earnings without a crap ton more traffic and viewer engagement, and even if I had that, like 99% of my videos are rejected or like left in limbo for monetization by YouTube's automated bollocks, okay? I'm unable to contend any of it as well because their forms don't send and there's just no help available. They're a nightmare to work with. I just cannot get my videos monetized. It's very, very frustrating because due to the very fact that it's all fair use, okay? I've looked into it extensively, and it is all complete fair use. I know there's some quarrels and there's a lot of debate over that, but what's the icing on the cake is the fact that I've got videos out that it's the same content, it's the same stuff I always do, the same stuff I always bring you, that they will give the go-ahead, yeah, go ahead, we'll slap adverts on that, there's a little bit of pocket change for you. And then the next video, which is pretty much more of the same, they'll say no, you can't put adverts on that. It's just fucking why are you making this so difficult at every turn? It's annoying. It would be nice. I mean, it just would be nice to get some more money in from doing this. But like I said, guys, that's not even why I do it. I do it because I enjoy it, and I do like the accomplishment. I know I do thrive on that accomplishment of generating a fan base by creating something people enjoy. Okay, if I can create just content that anybody can just sit, watch, and enjoy and learn from. It's a good feeling. That's why I'm really in it. But the money would be a nice little extra. Okay, even though I'm not really going for big bucks because there's just no way I'm going to earn it. Okay, it's just not until it became some sort of massive bloody production team. I don't know, but yeah. Moving on from that, it's not about the money. I do enjoy making the videos. What I don't enjoy is sticking to my chair, which I have been doing in this heat. Okay, guys. The other issue with this weather is the days are brightening up earlier, so my house is getting up earlier and going to bed earlier, which is kind of just cutting me off from my friends across the water, which is most of them. Okay, I really, seriously, I mean, I hear myths of other Welsh players, but I've never met one. And like all my friends are like American and Canadian and all that kind of stuff. I think that my closest people to me on my friends list are European. Okay, so it's a nightmare. I'm getting cut off from them because I can't be screaming down the mic throughout the night to be up with them when everyone else my side is trying to sleep. Okay, it's just, you know, this is where I live, this is what I got to deal with. So, you know, there's just so many complications at the moment. But it's also worth mentioning, guys, that the next meme team I have been able to work on, okay, and it is working on. and it's gonna be huge. Okay, it's gonna be huge, guys. I'm about a quarter of the way through, but because of its size, it's naturally going to take longer to produce. Okay, guys, so just be ready for that. I don't want to say any more on it. Just remember, it's a bigger video, and it's in the works. Okay, guys, I'm doing what I can when I can. Now, until then, to fill the void, I've decided to do some more gun run videos where I don't need a team, okay, so I can just jump on, and I like to play with at least one friend, I really do, or at least in a lobby where there's people talking, so, you know, because it's you gotta have, I think you need interaction with people in a co-op game. You absolutely do. If you don't have it, guys, I strive you to go out there and, you know, stick your mic in, talk to people, make some friends, because you have a real good time when you're just all chatting and playing and having a laugh. Okay, guys, but yeah, I just, at least if I can get at least one friend together, I can go ahead and I can do these videos. I've had a few. Not too many requests, but there's been a few for videos on some of the trickier or more specialised guns. And hopefully I can provide the answers you're looking for now, okay, guys? Because the reason I haven't jumped this project sooner is because I do naturally play with a lot of different weapons. You know, because it's how I break up the repetition of the game. A different gun can often mean like a new way to play, or infuse some kind of challenge, okay, if it's not one of those super OP guns, right? So a lot of the guns that has been requested, I've already covered in my build videos. And plus, the simple fact is that many of the guns in this game are just weaker versions of guns that I have shown or do use, okay, guys? So there's very little for me to add or tell you in that circumstance. And because you will remember, guys, I've got to commentate these videos. Otherwise, they're going to be kind of boring, I reckon. You know, I think the commentary helps relate the experience you're seeing and just not leave you alienated from what you're watching. So you can, you know, be more involved and get more into it. So right now, I'm going to show you the Aedes anti-synthetic rifle. I'm going to tell you about it now. This is a gun I was requested to cover back when Reckoning first came out, but I didn't, because it was going to be in my Turian Soldier video, and it is there, guys. Go check it out. It's a damn good video, but however, it was a secondary weapon and wasn't given full focus. It was reserved, well, I say it still is, I still use it on the guy, okay? I reserve it for a specific job, and that's killing phantoms. And, you know, that's just not the start and end of it at all. I'm going to try and explain its full capabilities to you now and show you how to do well with it, give you another gun to play with, and even help you beat those challenges and in some banners, okay, guys? Because that's always fun, too. Now, okay, the Aedes anti-synthetic rifle. It's one of the newest guns that came out because it was part of the Reckoning DLC, as I mentioned. It's pretty heavy. It's best on characters with a weapon focus, to be honest, okay? If you want a sidearm that strips shields fast, there's the Acolyte, guys, okay? Your character's boots are heavier than that thing, okay? It has a 500% damage multiplier to shields and barriers. It's everything you need, okay? If you've got another focus, okay, that thing's just going to be in your pocket. You can whip it out, you can take down the shields with it. No, the Aedes, however, is a gunner's gun. The weight alone forces you to kind of commit to that idea, okay? Now also, the Aedes is a projectile weapon, so it does not suffer from armor mitigation, meaning that when you hit armored targets, they're not taking, well, on gold and platinum, for instance, you're not going to be losing 50 points of damage every shot, but it has 0 piercing as well, guys. Okay, you have no piercing. You cannot shoot through cover. You know. Yeah, you can't shoot through cover. That's what piercing is, okay, guys? There's none of that. And also, as a projectile weapon, what you've got to be remember is that it will be subject to some lag issues off host, because that's just projectiles just do in anything. It's not just with guns, okay? You can fire shots and they won't actually come out, okay? Nothing's going to happen. It can happen with your guns. It can happen with your grenades. It can happen with your powers, okay, guys? That's just because unlike other guns, that sort of more bullety type guns, okay, guys, they work on a thing called hit scan. I have said about it before, but I'll get into it a bit now. Hit scan, essentially, there is nothing actually traveling between you and the enemy, okay? You're looking at the enemy, you're clicking the right trigger, and the enemy is taking the appropriate amount of damage, okay? With a projectile weapon, there is something physical within the game engine that is traveling from you to them, and basically, there's just interference can just sort of completely cut that off, okay, and it's just not going to happen. Well, it can be terrible. The Aedes is not one of the worst projectile weapons. Some projectile weapons are just awful off-host, but the Aedes isn't awful off-host, but it can still be very irritating. So just be ready for that. If you're on a very laggy host, the Aedes is going to be awful for you. Okay, guys, but also what's good though is that the rounds inflict splash damage, which is really useful for crowd control. You can just knock back and stagger enemies with every shot. Okay, it's not a huge area of effect. It's not like the Falcon, which just shoots a grenade that just blows up in the enemy's faces. Okay, it hits them and it kind of pops on the enemy, but it will pin down any enemy you focus on and anything that gets too close to it. So it is good crowd control. It's not bad at all. It's very useful. You will definitely notice that happening with this gun, okay? The rounds also have a slight homing effect, similar to like the Geth plasma shotgun. You know, at a distance, the shots will actually track track your targets. Okay, so it's really easy to aim. It's not as blatant as the Geth plasma shotgun. That thing's right in your face. This one's actually quite subtle. I only really notice it at long ranges, but it's definitely there. It definitely helps out because if you angle it right, you can curve that shit around and over cover. It's really cool, so you can get some really wicked shots off with this, and it's generally quite easy to pick up and play with. Okay, I don't think any sort of intermediate player will be just fine picking up the Aedes from the start. Okay. What else is there? Oh yeah, the whole reason I got into the Acolyte earlier is because this gun too has got some great shield and barrier damage to it. It does double or twice, whatever you prefer, as much damage to shields and barriers with its 200% resistance damage multipliers. Okay, now this coupled with the properties of projectile weapons just makes it beast at setting up tech combos, because that's just another trait of projectile weapons as well, guys, another positive. Okay, projectile weapons are just great at applying your special ammo rounds. Okay, they really do. You can get enemies on fire, electrocuted, frozen, all that kind of good stuff with your projectile weapons. And because this thing is just taking down the shields really quick, they're basically able to work that so much faster. It's great, okay, guys. You can just get a ton of tech explosions going with this gun. It's like in a similar fashion to what I was doing with the Spitfire is what's going on here. I already covered the Spitfire in an earlier gun run, okay, perhaps the original. Although the M11 suppressor probably was my first kind of gun run, although that was more of an Asari Adept update. I did a lot of talking about the suppressor. But in another video where I was using the Geth infiltrator here, I was rocking the Spitfire and basically just ripping down shields with that gun. And obviously with the incredible rate of fire, though, just priming up a load of fire explosions that I was able to just set off really quickly. Because this is what you can do with guns like this. You can just blitz those shields and barriers and the enemy becomes susceptible to all sorts of things. But like another reason why I'm using the GI again is that through the tactical cloak and proxy mine combo, I'm able to detonate just as efficiently as I can prime, you know, and that's just great because I'm keeping the enemy staggered and off their feet. I'm softening them up for some awesome explosion damage. There's just amazing crowd control to be had with this combination, okay, guys? Because the gun staggers, the proxy staggers, the explosion staggers. It's just you just completely just take control of a section of the map with a combination like this, okay, guys. It's because when you fire anything from tactical cloak, any powers, basically that will take your tactical cloak off, and then rather than suffering proximity mines recharge speed, which is actually quite lengthy, you just get tactical cloaks, which is always really reasonable. So you can just get proximity mines so much faster with this character, and then you can just keep detonating. Now, I will mention a little trick you can do, because something else you can do is you can actually fire this gun without breaking cloak. See, because if you activate cloak while you're still firing, you just keep firing with tactical cloak on. Okay, that is some kind of glitch. Okay, it's not a special ability of the gun. Okay, don't confuse that. This way you can actually be this way you've got invisibility and the damage bonus for like 5+ seconds. You know, it's pretty good. But honestly, the explosion and the debuff is going to be much better for you. Okay, guys, it's a neat little trick, and that's all. To be perfectly honest, guys, you're always going to be benefiting more from the debuff and the explosions, okay, guys, because that's where the real damage is getting done right now. But the true reason this works, guys, the reason this is working, what you're seeing now, is because of the damage increases and the rate of fire buff that I get in Hunter mode, okay? Now, I never buy those weapon packs from the single player. I really do. they've got to kind of kill the balance a bit. They really do. I mean, I can't state how it's acquired, but I imagine there's some kind of email, and then the thing's just in your infantry. But starting Mass Effect with a Cerberus Harrier is just plain unsporting. I mean, those poor husks don't deserve that. That's just plain unfair. Still, some of my friends do, and they have told me the Aedes' rate of fire is so much lower than it is in the single player. I believe it fires at like half the speed of its campaign counterpart, and the rate of fire of this gun is seriously its biggest and greatest drawback. It's really shit, actually. It seriously devalues this gun. The default rate of fire sends this gun's effectiveness right down the toilet, guys. It really does. But when you're firing, but when you have it firing like I do now, it's actually a great gun. It's nothing godly or game-breaking, but it's very effective. You can just lock up any non-boss level enemies and stream out tech explosions in the right hands, okay guys? That's why I urge you to play it on someone who can boost its rate of fire. You may remember I used it on the Turian soldier before, because with marksman, that marksman has the ability to get the gun firing like it does in the single player, okay? It gives you that 50% increase. So, it's back up there. It's firing at full whap there, okay? But I have it on the geth now, because like I said before, not only because I can peak the damage output, because he's getting all his damage bonuses are just incredible, but because of tactical cloak, I can get proximity mount out constantly and really capitalize on the combos I can prime with this gun, okay? I'd recommend it on other characters like the Geth Engineer. Okay, the Geth Engineer will get the same job as well, because he's got Hunter mode for the damage and rate of fire bonuses, but then he has Overload to detonate everything. I've tried it, guys. It works. Okay, it's really good on him. The Destroyer is another one. Okay, the multi-frags. See, now the multi-frags in combination with something like this is one way to clear a room. Absolutely, okay, you just lock everything up, set them on fire, and then just boom with the multi-frags, everything's going to die. It's going to be great. It's actually a terrible yet understandable shame the Hawk missiles don't detonate combos too. Honestly though, anything like Hunter mode, Marksman, Devastator mode that increases the rate of fire is your go-tos for this gun. If you've got a detonating power as well, you're golden, guys. But as you can see, that's the game. It's been pretty solid, okay guys. I didn't drop just because I can just keep the aggro off me, just locking up the enemy, and that's there you have it, guys. That is the Aedes. I hope this helps you out. Hope you all give it a chance and have some fun with it, because you absolutely can. There will be some more gun runs very soon, though, guys. That's why I want to make sure I mention before this video ends. I've already answered the call of the arc pistol and the Keyshock harpoon gun already, okay, guys? So be ready for that. If there's one you want to see that I haven't done already, please leave a comment and let me know, and I'll share my opinion on it with you lovely people, okay? If you see a comment as well, guys, where someone is asking for the same gun you want, please give that a thumbs up, because that will be so much clearer, rather than me having to like just identify and like tally off who voted for what. Just give that one comment that you like a thumbs up, and that's really going to help me out, so I can basically get to the guns you guys want to see the most, okay? Because this is something quite enthusiastic, but I want you to pick guns that are different, okay? Because I can show you the collector assault rifle, for instance, but it's basically just going to be saying it's a poor man's Harrier. It's an assault rifle that shoots pretty. It's got a good rate of fire. Its damage isn't as good as the Harrier. You just point and shoot. Okay, hold the trigger. That's the truth of the matter. But if you've got something that's got a little bit of an angle on it, I'd love to show you how I work it. Okay, guys. But that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please comment, rate, and subscribe. There will be more meme team. There will be more gun runs, and I hope to see you there, guys. Take care of yourselves now.